house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this pitch a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
What up?
Episode 209, the college football playoff begins, and NFL Week 16. Hit that like and subscribe button. The Big Easy Bets podcast is brought to you by BetStamp. If you're looking for a place to play sports bet, take advantage of the promo code offers, and have an app that has all the odds in one place, BetStamp is for you. Hit the link in the description, and you're helping out our podcast in the process, so we really appreciate it. Again, hit the like and subscribe button. Episode 209, bowl season has begun. We have one bowl game under our belt. Currently, we have another one kicking off in about 45 minutes. We gave it to you last episode, Memphis minus 2.5. We got some CLV, which means absolutely nothing for us, but it's better to have it than to not. It closed, or it's not closed yet, but it's looking like it's going to close around 5.5. It went as high as 6.5. So we're sitting on a 2.5 Memphis ticket. You feel like it's a done deal?
Nope.
Formality?
Nope.
Alrighty, lot to dive into before we get to our best bets. It's going to be a big episode. We got the first ever newly formatted college football playoff first round. A lot of games to get to. Also some bowl games where we don't know what the hell is going to happen, but we're going to try to figure it out and find the best way to make some money. We'll start it off with the Heisman Trophy. Do you feel like the right guy won?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts? Because we haven't really talked about it. I've clearly given mine many times. And
I guess I don't have that strong of an opinion on it. I don't know. If I had a vote, I probably would have voted for Genty.
No kidding. The guy that almost broke Barry Sanders' record if he didn't sit out 8 quarters. Yeah, it bothers me. It really does bother me bad. So I think, yeah.
He carried Boise State to the playoff.
Yeah, what are we doing? Like, what? Dude, I could do an entire episode on this because I think it's fucking ridiculous. So, like you said, you're kind of indifferent on it. I don't know.
I didn't have a bet or any so.
No, neither did I. But
I don't know.
But as somebody who we've consistently bet on games for years now, you love college football. It doesn't bother you that they gave Travis Hunter the Heisman. Serious.
I don't know. I thought it was strange that he was as big of a favorite as he was going in, after the final week.
Yeah.
And the voting was really close.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I kind of have an idea of what took place and why it happened the way it did. So I will say, congratulations to Travis Hunter on winning the Heisman Trophy. But Ashton Genty was 130 yards away from breaking Barry Sanders' record. He sat out 8 quarters. I said it earlier this year. I said if they want to get him the record, they can. He sat out 8 quarters of football, was 130 yards away from breaking a record that was set back in the 80s by arguably the greatest running back of all time. Boise State is in the college football playoff. The only team they lost to was Oregon, and they should have beat them if they didn't return a kick for a touchdown. Travis Hunter is a very good player, two-way player, great player. Travis Hunter also is the one that is going to get you the most clicks on your posts on Instagram or wherever. Social media clicks, that's what media members want. That's why they voted for Travis Hunter, because the fan vote went to Genty. The coaches and coordinators and all of that picked Genty, but the media picked Travis Hunter. And they've been working on it for a while now. He's a very good player. I've texted you. His ball skills, his ability to go attack the ball is very impressive. He's a very good wide receiver, and he's a good cornerback. He's not the best player in the country. Not even fucking close. So the MVP is essentially what the Heisman is. It's the most valuable player. If you put Travis Hunter on Boise State and you took Ashton Genty off the team, if you just flip-flopped them, you flip-flop Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty, how many games does Boise State win?
I don't know.
I mean, throw a dart like off the top of your head. How many do you think?
So they were 11-1.
Yeah.
They didn't really play any close ones, did they? Really, other than UNLV was somewhat close.
Georgia Southern put up a fucking big number on them, but
they still won by.
They didn't cover.
Yeah,
I was on it. The point is, their entire offense was predicated around Genty. The quarterback's okay. He's pretty good. He's not great. They don't have superstar wide receivers. Ashton Genty was their entire offense. If you take Ashton Genty off and you put a pretty good corner and a pretty good wide receiver playing both ways, they win 4 games, 5 games. I don't, maybe more. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But the point is, they're not in the college football playoff. They're not going toe-to-toe with Oregon. If you put if you put Ashton Genty on Colorado, they're in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop that fucking offense. I don't know. I don't get it. I think that was one of the best seasons from a running back that we've seen. It was probably a top 5. It was a top 5 season of all time, and the best that we've seen in quite some time. And it just got thrown by the wayside.
Yeah, I think since he didn't win it, I don't really see there being a chance for any player that's not in the Power 4 to win it.
I really can't believe it. I don't understand. I really don't. And it's going to come across like, that's what everybody says. You're hating if you don't think Travis Hunter won. But, dude, Ashton Genty, the yards after contact, he averaged like 193 yards per game, 29 touchdowns. I really don't even understand what – it should have been a no-brainer. He ran away with it because he had that good of a season. He sat out 8 quarters of football, 132 yards shy of breaking the all-time record. And we gave it to Travis Hunter, who's not the best wide receiver on his team, and he's a pretty good cornerback. What do you think he'll do in the NFL? You think he'll be a stud?
I don't know. Where are they thinking he's going to play?
I mean, the media will tell you he's going to – like what side of the ball? I would imagine he's going to play corner.
You think?
Yeah.
I think he's a better receiver than a corner.
I think
he's too small to be a corner. To be
I do
honest.
too, but I don't think he's that great of a route runner. In turn, I think he's fast, he's athletic, but everybody's fast and athletic. He doesn't blow me away with. He does have good ball skills. I've said that, elite ball skills. But dude, he's not big. He's undersized. I don't think he's going to be very good in the NFL. I really don't. And I've kind of said that before, that it's this whole thing. You can't be critical without being called a hater. But it's like, no, yeah, people go into the NFL and they fucking suck. Just the way it is. Doesn't mean, oh, you're being a hater. I'm being a realist. I don't think he's going to be that good. I think he's jack of all trades, master of none. So, but I guess with the way that the NFL is set up, it's like, I mean, who do you think's a comparable wide receiver to his play style? Justin Jefferson?
No. I don't know.
Like
I mean,
Justin
you
Jefferson's
look
a
at
guy-
smaller wide receivers like Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
But he's not as good as Devontae Smith.
No, I don't think so. No, but 2 Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think like smaller, slimmer kind of guys. But yeah, no, he's not as good as Justin Jefferson. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I think as far as corners concerned, he'd get. I don't know. I think they'd really be able to bully him. Like, imagine
do
him
too.
trying to guard Metcalf or A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, he's not a shutdown guy. Like, it kind of reminds me of who was the corner? Greedy Williams. Greedy Williams was great with LSU.
Yeah.
But he's too small and similar build. And I remember thinking, like, I was very intrigued to see if Greedy Williams was going to be good in the NFL, and he wasn't. So I don't know. It is what it is. They'll call you a hater, but Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman Trophy. So let's talk about Dan Campbell. Actually, let's talk about the portal first. I think college football has a tremendous problem on their hands. You saw Bo Pribula for Penn State opted out as his team is actively going to go compete for a national championship. He opted out. They got to get rid of the December portal window, in my opinion. You shouldn't be able to do anything. You shouldn't be able to leave until season's over with. And you shouldn't penalize the teams that are going to make a run they're getting a late start. So that was the whole thing with what were they saying? Was it Alabama? Somebody got a head start on oh no, it was DeBoer was going to Alabama, but since Washington went deep into the playoff, they were saying he was kind of behind the eight ball. Like everybody was already making moves and all of that, and people were already kind of transferred. You have to fix that. You can't be penalizing the team. You can't be penalizing the best teams. And then, dude, Prebula, obviously he's not a starter, but they have packages for him around the goal line. They bring him in like he was.
Yeah, or fifth.
Or if Aller gets hurt, yeah. I'm kind of blown away that clearly.
And it all seems to be, I guess, situated that Aller he already announced he's coming back.
No, I love they did that breaking news. Drew Aller's coming back. It's like, yeah, no shit. And tomorrow's
Yeah.
Wednesday. Where was he going to go?
Right.
To work at State Farm? Like, yeah,
Yeah, they do. They need to close the portal, and they need to do something about head coaches, because that's one of the reasons why head coaches are leaving their teams that are playing in bowl games, is because they have to, get organizations have to get everything ready to go recruit transfer portal players.
Yeah. So did Huff leave Marshall, and that's why all the players hit the portal? They had so many players hit the portal that they couldn't play in the bowl game. Louisiana Tech's going to take their spot. Louisiana Tech's a 5-7 team. Marshall was supposed to play Army. Marshall just won the Sun Belt, and then they can't play because they can't field the team. Like, that's a tremendous problem. They got to figure it out. They got to, and I think they will. I think it's like with everything, it takes a couple years to kind of get to a good spot. But we're not in a good spot right now. You should not have a backup quarterback, but somebody that comes in around the goal line and is involved in the game plan to some extent on a team that likely might have a cakewalk if Georgia's – I don't know what Georgia's quarterback situation is, but Penn State might be the favorite to come out of that little quadrant. So I don't know. I don't know what you do other than close the December portal currently. You saw Dan Campbell. What Dan Campbell, I understand you live by the sword or you die by the sword, but Dan Campbell's aggressiveness is going to cost him bad in this postseason. To take an onside kick with 12 minutes to go in the game, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen. Not only, hindsight's 20/20, obviously, you do the onside kick, they nearly return it for a touchdown, but 12 minutes to go, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Did he forget that he had to declare it or something? Like, they know you're doing it. If a surprise onside kick is one thing, but then now you have to announce it 12 minutes. If you go with 3 and out, that's a minute and a half off the clock, and you got the ball right back. I understand you're saying you don't think you can stop them. They did. They nearly got back. They were back in the game. They nearly got the onside kick at the end. That was – I think he's doing ridiculous shit, like going for it on 4th down to make a field goal 5 yards shorter on a play where Jared Goff falls down. If it's college football rules, he's down. He went down to a knee. But the risk versus reward, I don't know that he's doing a very good job of weighing it. To kick the onside kick there with 12 minutes, essentially, you handed the Bills another touchdown. I think Dan Campbell, I get it. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. But there's you can have controlled aggression, in my opinion. I think the way he's doing it right now is way too reckless, and it's going to cost him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you didn't think that was crazy?
No, I think it's dumb, especially because they know you're about to onside kick it.
Yeah.
It's like the chances they've been talking about changing the rule.
Yeah.
It's because the chances of getting an onside kick is
slim to none.
So damn hard.
Yeah. They did on the second one, though, they did right up the middle, and they nearly got it. But, yeah, in the postgame press conference, he was like, man, I really thought we were going to get that ball. It's like, yeah, no shit, or else you wouldn't have done it. We know that. That's why you did it with 12 minutes to go. If you didn't think you were going to get it, I would imagine you wouldn't have tried it. Spencer Rattler removed all doubt on the Jake Haener-Rattler debate. Came in. Why Haener was ever starting, your guess is as good as mine. But Spencer Rattler comes in and looked pretty damn good, I got to say. As two people with Commanders -7, that sucked. Yeah, I mean, he's got really good arm talent, like top-tier arm talent. The 2-point conversion was a bullet that was just dropped by Jawan Johnson. So, I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're in a top 10 pick. Like, this isn't a great quarterback draft. Do you go quarterback? I feel like you go quarterback until you know you have the guy. But, I mean, he's got arm talent. He's got mobility. I was impressed. I basically is what I'm getting at. I was impressed with how he responded stepping in the second half. Jake Haener looked like he didn't belong on the field. So, but yeah, I mean, what do you think? You think Rattler's the guy?
I don't know. Depending on where we're picking, I don't think this
Right.
is the year to draft quarterback.
Currently, we're projected for number 10.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The 2 top guys are going to be out, and that's the only 2 that are worth picking.
Yeah, if we take Quinn Ewers, dude.
There's reports that
he might come back. Yeah, and
teams are he might transfer to another team and get a big NIL payday.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Good luck. When's the last time you got your brake tag changed? Like, do you keep up with it?
Yeah.
You do? I think the brake tags are the biggest scam of all time. I think the government's kind of put in these little mini scams here and there that we're just so accustomed to that, like, you're like, yeah, I do it. I keep up with it. I do it. I'll never get my brake tag changed, ever.
It's a big ticket.
I won't ever do it. Catch me if you can. Won't do it. Why? What's the purpose of it?
I don't know.
To let y'all know that my car works?
Yeah. A lot of states don't have them.
No, I know. I think the states that do are the ones that need the money. We're a pretty poor state. So I think they're like, it's a money grab. That's what it is. Why do I need a brake tag to show you that my car works? And then the second it stops working, you can come give me a ticket for my blinker being out. So I don't know. I won't ever do it. I couldn't tell you the last time I got my brake tag changed. I know at one point I was like 4 or 5 years past. We'll never get another one. I think it's a scam. And I think they got you hook, line, and sinker.
It's $25 for 2 years.
It's a scam.
If you get a ticket, it's like fucking $250.
It's the principle of it, though. So until we all stop getting it, what are they going to do? Write everybody a ticket?
Yeah. Fucking misdemeanor court will be fucking slammed.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I just had a thought, like on the topic for cars. Can we bring back gas station attendants to pump the gas? Dude, call me lazy. Nothing makes me more mad than getting in the car and seeing that I have to go get gas. I'm so serious. Like, there's few things that piss me off more than having to stop and go get gas. I would go out of my way to go to the gas station that had somebody to pump the gas for me.
Yeah.
I would drive past gas stations, run out of gas, push my car to the gas station with an attendant, and let him pump the gas for me. I think that there's like a couple things here and there that in the like obviously the gas station owners are trying to cut back costs and all of that. I get it. Trying to be more efficient, whatever. That's something we need to bring back. We left that in the past. That needs to come back.
Yeah, you can't even get gas station workers to work the cash register these days.
Yeah, no, you can't get them to stay.
You walk in the
awake.
gas station, there's nobody behind the register.
They're out back smoking crack. Definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if they're not going to work the register, go work the pump. Serious, go work the pump. I would go out of my way. I would religiously go to the gas station exclusively that had somebody working the pump so I don't have to get out of my car. That's what I said. Call me lazy. I can't stand it. I truly hate it. All right, let's get into – we'll do a quick speed through recap, not much college to recap, and then we'll get to these bowl games. We got a lot to dive into. Again, episode 209. Hit the like and subscribe button. Army-Navy is in the books. What a just fucking disgusting performance from Army. Never a chance. Never a chance. It went way over, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Navy won. Of course, the guy fucking played, Horvath, and he played the best of anybody. Daly, dude, what a bad game from Bryson Daly.
Yeah, he is overrated.
The overthrow on the wide open receiver that just drove me nuts. But I don't know. Just I fell for it again. I bought into the hype. He's got the Heisman hype and all this and that. Yeah, he is. He's overrated. And then we had Western Michigan +7. We push on this one. This was frustrating. It was frustrating and it wasn't because we go up 10-0 and it looked like we were in business. And then South Alabama scored, I think, fucking 20 unanswered or something like that. And basically, fast forward, we needed to We scored a touchdown to go down 3. Of course, they let them go march right down and score with 2:42 left. But then we got in field goal range, and they kicked a 48-yard field goal to make it a 7-point game, and we pushed. So we'll take a push. A win would have been better, but it is what it is. So like I said, tonight, kicking off in about 23 minutes, we got Memphis. We're sitting on -2.5. It looks like it's around 5.5, 6 in that range. So good CLV there. We'll start it off Wednesday, the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky and JMU. JMU is 6.5, 7-point favorites. The total sits at 51.5. I'm going to get updated numbers on all these. Which way are you leaning? Okay, they have a wide range of numbers. I don't know if FanDuel's got a misprint here. But lowest you can do is 7.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's guys transferring for Western Kentucky. Veltkamp, you said he's going to play. 10 total starters are in the transfer portal for Western Kentucky. The kicker's probably going to play. But as far as them two, you don't really know for sure about the other guys, right?
Yeah, so I got direct word from Lucas Carnero, the kicker for Western Kentucky, that he is going to play. This is significant because he's the Conference USA player, special teams player of the year. He hit the 50-plus yarder to send them to the conference championship. He's the best kicker in the conference, one of the best kickers in the country. I'm messaging everybody. If you're in the portal, I'm sending you a message, and I'm trying to find out if you're playing or not. Only guy to respond, so shout out Lucas Carnero, only guy so far. He said he is playing. So I got firsthand word that he'll be in. But, yeah, they've got a shitload of people out. What did you say? Who are you taking?
I'm just going to take James Madison.
Okay.
Key thing here is their starter's out. He's injured. They're going with Billy Atkins.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Atkins, who's that? No, I don't know. He's played 5 years.
Oh, has he really?
But he sucked.
Yeah, I've never heard of him. Yeah, Alonzo Barnett, obviously quarterback, but then also second leading rusher. But the thing, I don't know if you already touched on this or not, but so, yeah, we're leaning JMU. I almost did a quick flip-flop. This is bowl season. Take everything with a grain of salt. You really shouldn't bet hardly any of these games at all. It's a crapshoot. We're going to have action on them because we're fools, but almost out of loyalty to Lucas, I felt like maybe I should go Western Kentucky. Lucas Carnero, the kicker, the one who responded to me. Only one. I've been messaging people night and fucking day. That's the only guy to respond. But I don't think we can do it. Western Kentucky is giving up 5 yards per carry. They're the 98th graded run defense, and they will be without 2 of their top 3 tacklers. Also their sack leader, and then another 2 starters on the D-line. So the entire D-line's basically gone. Their best linebacker's gone, sack leader. That translates to they're going to have a tough time stopping the run when they're a team that already struggles to stop the run. JMU runs the ball very well. The defense is pretty solid. It's one of those you've got the unknown with the backup quarterback, but is he going to have to do much if Western Kentucky can't stop the run? Veltkamp is expected to play. It's hard to get a word on pretty much anybody else. They won't respond on fucking Twitter. But this could be one of those where we get hosed because everybody that's in the portal decides to go one last hurrah and shove it up our ass. But, yeah, so JMU -7. Okay. All righty. Second one. This one's interesting. This one's been moving. This one flipped. The Art of Sport LA Bowl, second game on Wednesday. Cal and UNLV. UNLV's 3-point favorites. The total sits at 47.5. This has flipped recently. Cal was -1. Yeah, it's moving all over the place. So what do you make of this one? Currently, you've got Barry Odom took the Purdue job. Wide receiver coach Del Alexander's the interim. Mendoza's in the portal. What's the word on Chandler Rogers? I can't find out if he's playing or not. I saw.
Yeah, I think it could be the third string,
judging by the line movement.
Yeah.
But I saw the coach said that it's a definite possibility that Rogers goes. And I do like Justin Wilcox, the head coach for Cal. I think he's a good defensive mind. Ricky White with UNLV, is he playing? There's so much unknown, dude. That's what I'm saying. If you're
nothing, no news yet.
Haj Malik Williams is playing?
Yeah. Because this will be his last football game ever.
Okay. Yeah. The old Campbells. Which way are you leaning?
I kind of lean UNLV just because
So do you want to go against the steam?
yeah, I don't know. There's some questions. Obviously, the coaching staff's going through a change right now. Dan Mullen got hired as UNLV's head coach. So basically, all these coaches that are on the team are probably not going to be on it anymore. It's like, is it one last party out the door? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Their offensive coordinator, a report that he scrubbed all his social media.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been any news, I don't think, saying that he's not going to coach the game.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be looking for another job probably after this year. So I don't know.
There's so much unknown.
It's so tough.
Okay. Yeah, so Chandler Rogers wasn't exactly lighting it up before he got hurt, but I remember him in North Texas. He was not bad. He was actually pretty solid, but different level of competition, obviously. All right, you want to just lay it with UNLV?
Yeah.
We're late to the fucking boat, though. That's what
Yeah,
sucks.
I know. I like this. And then today, it really jumped.
Let me see. What's the best number? Is there 2.5s? There is 2.5s. Yep, there is. UNLV minus 2.5. Alrighty. Thursday, R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl in our backyard. Georgia Southern and Sam Houston. Georgia Southern 6-point favorites. The total sits at 48.5. Long story short, Sam Houston has a shitload of people in the portal. Georgia Southern has nearly nobody. But are the Sam Houston players expected to play? Your guess is as good as mine.
I think that's the word on the street.
And around we go.
The word on the street is that almost a lot of these players are going to try to play.
You lean in Sam Houston?
No, I lean under 48. It ticked up a couple points. I think the key here is that Sam Houston, they like to run it. Georgia State's rush defense. I mean, Georgia Southern's rush. Is it Georgia State or Georgia Southern's rush defense? Yeah. Can be exploited. The 103rd rush defense in the nation. I kind of see this as being a game where Sam Houston kind of
it's as high as 49.
Eats some clock running the ball.
Okay. Under 49.
So under 49.
I'll take it as well. Alrighty. The Staff DNA Cure Bowl, you got Ohio and Jacksonville State. Let's see. Looks like Ohio -3. Total sits at 54.5. Ohio looks like the only team with nobody in the portal.
Both teams are losing their head coach.
Yeah, Rich Rod to West Virginia, Tim Albin to Charlotte. I know Jacksonville State's got multiple key defensive players out. I lean Ohio. Ohio's been kind of on a little bit of a Cinderella run. They don't seem to be able to lose. They still got Timothy Chalamet's guy, Parker Navarro. Which way were you leaning?
Ohio.
Okay.
I like this. Before Jacksonville State got hit by the portal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really like it now.
They got, let's see. They've won 3. I think we probably got to go 3.5.
Okay.
There's only, so there's 1-3 at ESPN Bet, -120. Everywhere else is 3.5. What do you think?
What's 3.5 odds?
Yeah, that's
110.
No, you can get even money. So we can go 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like a lot of times when you're riding around these key numbers, you really got to be looking at odds and shop odds because a -110 bet versus an even money bet, that's a big difference.
Yeah, and there's I got ESPN Bet, so no free ads. So. Alrighty, the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Florida 13-point favorites. The total sits at 49.5. Tulane has got Mensah's at Duke. Ty Thompson's going to play. The other backup is gone. He's in the portal. They're all in the portal, but Ty Thompson's supposed to play. And then Florida, I mean, is what's his name playing? The goddamn 5-star quarterback?
Yeah, he should play.
They're going to kill him.
Yeah, I got Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
Florida's a little bit thin in the secondary. They banged up with some injuries, and then their third quarterback just committed to LSU. So,
they got 12.5.
We're going to lay 12.5. I don't expect much from Tulane offensively here without Mensah.
Okay. All right. Now we get to the good games.
You want to finish the bowl games and then go to college?
Yeah, we can. You're saying
Just to get this.
Okay. Well, I can already tell you right now, this is one that there was no way I was going the opposite way. Coastal Carolina, UTSA, Myrtle Beach Bowl. I'm laying the points with UTSA.
Yeah, this is a slam dunk.
Oh, McCown. So Barnes, is it Kavorian? Barnes, their running back, is good. He's in the portal. Let me see. Coastal, though, is victimized by the portal. All the quarterbacks are out. Redshirt freshman Tad Hudson's never played a down, will start. Coastal's secondary was already bad at full strength. Now they're going to have their best corner. McDoom is transferred. Great name. I'm laying the points. UTSA -9. I think I've been talking throughout this year that I like McCown and what he can do. So there was no way I was going any other direction. So give me UTSA -9. This is like one of the only one so far that we've talked about that I don't feel like a crapshoot, and it'll get blown out. They'll lose outright. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Northern Illinois, Fresno State. NIU's 3-point favorites. Total sits at 39.5. Another one where every fucking player's in the portal. Your guess is as good as mine. You feel good about this one?
No, I'm gonna take the I think I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I think Best number we can get is 40.5. What'd you see?
Yeah.
That's so low, though. That's so low.
Yeah, but it's backups.
I know,
these
but
backups suck.
I know, but that's so low. Oh, fuck. But it's backups on backups.
Right, but it takes a lot more. It takes a lot more time to develop offensive chemistry than it does to just go tackle the guy with the ball.
Oh, my God.
The only thing we'll be worried about is if they throw a couple pick sixes.
That could certainly happen. Dude, this is so low.
Man.
That's such a low
I mean, how
number.
can you take either side?
I mean, what? That's fucking 6 touchdowns? And we're there? 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals in a college game? You got Keene out, Hampton's out, quarterback for NIU. Starting safety, starting wide receiver, starting defensive tackle, starting defensive end. It's a lot of defense. It's a lot of defense. Oh, man. All right, let's just go head to head on it. Fuck it. It'll be fun. I can't take that low of a number, dude. I can't do it. With these bunch of idiots.
Oh, you're taking the over now?
Yeah, I think I got to flip.
I'm laying 3 with NIU.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm going over just out of principle now. I can't talk down on the number for that long and not take the opposite. Yeah, 39.5.
Yeah, look, Fresno State's in shambles. Everybody's leaving this program.
I mean, it's like we texted about this one a little bit.
They beat Notre Dame.
That is true. NIU is,
and then their season really didn't pan out like they wanted it to.
Yeah,
but this
went
is a
to
perfect
shit.
chance to,
Well, like I said, I think they might be going to the Mountain West. So this is a good opportunity to like kind of get a Mountain West win under your belt, even though it's got an asterisk. All right, last meaningless fucking bullshit bowl game. This is Tuesday, so this one will roll over just like Memphis did tonight. This one will roll over to next week's episode. The Hawaii Bowl, South Florida, San Jose State. San Jose State's 3-point favorites. This line's been moving a little bit as well. Total sits at, give or take, 60.5. Which way are you going with this one?
Is Nash? Nash is probably not going to play.
It's up in the air. I don't know why the hell he would. I don't think he's officially opted out, but I don't know why he would play. There was like reports of like maybe Byron Brown would try to go for USF. He hasn't played in quite some time. I don't buy it. I think I'm going to go under in this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. What's the best number available?
Looks like 60.5, but let's see. Best number, no, 61. Yeah. I'm going under 61. You as well?
Yeah.
All right. Now we can get to the good games. Starting it off, first one. Indiana and Notre Dame. Notre Dame 7-point favorites. The total sits at 51.5. I texted you earlier. I'm very intrigued which way you're leaning in quite a few of these. There's no real question marks on who is who. We got all the data points you're going to get. You know who these teams are now. You know the strengths and weaknesses. But somehow this one is still kind of throwing me for a bit of a loop. I have a strong lean. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I mean, I think, just breaking this game down really quick. Let me find my damn. Oh, shit, I wrote all on my notes.
Why do you have them like that?
I usually fold last week's up, but I accidentally folded this week's.
That's all right.
Yeah, look, Indiana's offense versus Notre Dame's defense, right? That's the way we're breaking this down.
Yeah.
The Indiana offense is overall as a team, they're really good, but the offense is carrying them. They're the third-ranked team in the nation in schedule-adjusted offensive efficiency behind only Miami and Oregon. They're 25th in the nation in yards per play. They number 41 in yards per game, 69th ranked rushing yards per game, and the 33rd ranked passing offense. Notre Dame, they have one of the best defenses in the country, number 2 in schedule-adjusted defensive efficiency behind only Texas. They're number 5 in yards per play allowed. They've only given up more than 20 points twice this season, 24 against Louisville. In that game, they gave up 395 yards. A majority of them came through the air. Louisville was 7 for 17 on third down. And then in their last game against USC, they give up 35 points. 557 yards of total offense, 360 through the air, 197 on the ground. USC was 5 for 12 on third down. Indiana has only failed to score over 20 points in 2 games. Against Michigan, they scored 20. They only had 246 yards of offense, struggled to run. Rourke was sacked 5 times. They were 4 for 11 on third down. And then against Ohio State, they only had 15 points. They had 153 total yards of offense. They were sacked 5 times. Rourke completed 8 passes in that game.
Yeah.
Indiana has the nation's number 1 rush defense. I think when I look at this game, I think
this is very much a good on good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame can shut Indiana down. The question here now is, with this being at a touchdown or a tick higher, is Notre Dame's offense good enough to be able to do enough here against a good Indiana defense whose rushing yards per game is number 1 in the nation?
Yeah, I mean, the two all I have written down, against Ohio State, Indiana ran for 85 yards on 40 carries, 2.1 yards per carry. Against Michigan, 40 yards on 28 attempts, 1.4 yards per carry. Those are the two comparable. They're better rushing defenses than Notre Dame, without question. But they've only played 2 teams in the same category or tier as Notre Dame's defense. Notre Dame's defense is great, but the strength of their defense is in the secondary. The strength of this Indiana offense is, what would you say, through the passing attack or just all around? I know they're very efficient everywhere, but when you play that step up in competition, it doesn't seem like they're able to have success running the ball, so it has to be put on Rourke's shoulders. Why was he not able to take advantage of Ohio State with questionable corners? Let's put it bluntly, that's the weakness of their defense is their corners. Igmanosin and Ward. Or Burke, I'm sorry. I'd lean Notre Dame. Like you said, I do think Notre Dame will be able to shut Indiana down. And I think the trendy thing is Marcus Freeman with time to prepare does very, very well. He's got more than a week plus to prepare for Indiana. It is kind of a good on good, though, where like their strengths and weaknesses kind of match up. Indiana's got good rushing defense by the numbers. Notre Dame wants to run. Notre Dame's got a great secondary. I mean, what are you leaning, Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's probably 3 top tier defenses in the nation, and I think Notre Dame has one of them.
Yeah, I agree. Howard Cross, the D lineman, one of the best in the country. He's supposed to be playing. He had been kind of banged up lately. Almost certainly he's going to go. Yeah, I think you just saw it. Like, Indiana, it's a good story. It's a good run. They deserve to get in my opinion, but every time they played that step up in competition, they left a lot to be desired. So, yeah, I think Notre Dame is the play. Notre Dame -7. Second one, first game on Saturday. You've got SMU and Penn State. This one's extremely interesting. SMU and Penn State. Penn State's 8.5-point favorites. The total sits at 53.5. Weather could be a factor. Maybe a little windy. Weather may be also a factor in the Notre Dame-Indiana game as well, but not nearly as much from what I saw. Like, might be a couple snow flurries here or there, but nothing major. 8.5-point favorites, the Nittany Lions. I have been higher on SMU than you have, fair to say.
Yeah, it's fair to say I've been low on both of these teams.
I'm trying not to get too caught up on what we saw with Penn State and Oregon because the defense was fucking terrible. But that's a different offense. But SMU's offense woke up in that Clemson game. And to be quite honest, they were giving Clemson all they could handle. And I think if that game goes to overtime, that SMU was going to win. Clemson looked gassed. SMU really had started putting their foot on their throat. But I'd have to imagine, I think I'm leaning Penn State. What are your thoughts? Which way are you leaning? It feels like too many points. It might be too many points. They put up a lot. I would say Clemson and Penn State's defense is probably fairly comparable.
Yeah, I think Penn State's is better.
Yeah, I would agree. But
I also think SMU's defense might be
it's better than
better than Penn State's defense.
It's underrated for sure. And I've just that 8.5. We've seen Allen, but dude, they played great against Oregon. The offense played pretty damn good. Not when it mattered most, but they played well enough. Which way are you leaning? Are you leaning SMU?
I guess a little bit, but I mean, look, it's big home field advantage here.
Yes, if this was a neutral at this number, it wouldn't be at this number, obviously, from what they're telling us.
But even if it was like, a neutral at, let's take 3 points away at 5.5. It's like, okay, yeah, I'd even feel a lot better taking SMU plus 5.5 on a neutral than.
Yeah, they bottled up Maffa, but Maffa's banged up. So Maffa was 13 carries for 28 yards. SMU got blitzed in that first half. So they looked shell-shocked to start the game. They had 458 yards of offense. Jennings went for 300 plus. It's just one of those, is it going to be a real fucking chalky weekend and all the favorites smash the teams and then everybody can complain about who should have got in and who didn't, this and that. 8.5 of backdoor is always going to be available, but oh, man. This one's tough, dude. This is one of the tougher ones. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like it's too many points.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if we get another slow start from SMU.
You would think not, but
And do I think they're that outmatched? I don't know. It's going to come down. Jennings is going to have an incredible game for SMU to have a chance to be in here and have a chance to win at the end.
yeah. Yeah, just if that pass
That's what I
rush-
think we're going to see. We're either going to see Penn State destroy them or SMU with a legitimate chance to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any in between. Like I said, the back door's open at 8.5. But yeah, I think you're going to find out very quickly. SMU's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with this team, or that's why I'm considering Penn State minus 8.5. They just kind of bow their neck, kind of flex on defense, and then is the offense going to do more of what we saw? And they scored 37 points. They scored 44 the week before. The offense has been playing well. They've got the two-headed monster at running back, but then you've got Tyler Warren. There's a lot of weapons at home field advantage. It worries me a little bit. We can go SMU. Fuck it.
What about let me see, I'm pulling up trying to find some alternative numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, SMU has been playing good down the stretch.
Trying to find Penn State's team total.
You think a team total under?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I think this SMU defense is just kind of overlooked a little bit.
No, they're not bad at all. Yeah, I don't know. We can come back to it if we need to. Let's see. Yeah, this first round, dude. This first round is going to be very interesting, to say the least. Next one, you got Clemson and Texas. Texas is 12-point favorites. The total sits at 51.5. Were you able to find it?
No.
Should we just say SMU currently?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to go SMU plus 8.5.
Okay. Clemson, Texas. Texas 12-point favorites. Total sits at 51.5. This is another one where, I mean, I got victimized by Texas. Let's just be honest. We'll call a spade here. Texas should have blew Georgia out the water, handled that game easily. They didn't. They lose outright. Clemson takes a 50-plus yard field goal, walk-off game winner to even get here. It's a big number, though. Is Phil Maffa healthy? I don't think. I think Clemson's going to have to be able to run the ball to have success. I don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball. Texas' secondary is very good. I don't love Klubnik. Banks, the left tackle, is expected to go. Actually, he said for sure he's going to go. If Clemson's not able to generate much pressure, I don't think that they're going to have a very good showing defensively. I think there's going to be a lot to pick off for Texas. But is Quinn Ewers going to be able to get it done? That's what it boils down to. Is Quinn Ewers going to be able to execute? Are they going to be able to score in the red zone, not settle for field goals, not let that fucking dipshit Bert Auburn have to go out there and kick? I think I lean Texas at this number, but it is a big number, dude. It might be. I'm like shell shocked this year. It's been
This is going to be my lock.
Fuck. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to lay it with Texas. I just with the yards and that game, that was a misleading first half in terms of the score. This is a really good Texas defense, in my opinion, specifically in that secondary. Is Klubnik going to be able to exploit it? I don't think so. I don't love the weapons on the outside. I think SMU kind of pissed down their leg to start that game, and then they took control of that from that point on. Start that second half, it was all SMU. I don't think Clemson's going to be able to generate the necessary pressure to bother Texas. Maybe we can overcome that weekly Quinn Ewers turnover on the first drive and lay a big number here. So I'm going to go Texas minus 12. So that's going to be Nick's lock. We'll go to Tennessee, Ohio State. Ohio State 7.5-point favorites. The total sits at 46.5. This is the Ryan Day Coach for Your Life game. There was the report that Tennessee fans were buying up all the tickets. They started panicking a little bit. Ohio State will have the home field advantage. It's going to be very cold, but how much stock do you put in that? People forget, like, yes, Tennessee is in the SEC, but it gets pretty cold in Tennessee as well. Which way are you leaning?
I'm up in the air about this game because both of the defenses are really good, right? And then the offense is full of really Ohio State is full of talent. Tennessee has a young, talented quarterback who's unproven, but both of these offenses this year performed below expectations. The total for me, it's a little bit too low.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go under. I don't know if Nico's really ready for this moment. This is going to be without a doubt the best defense Tennessee's played all year. Ohio State's one of those top defenses I was talking about, number 3 in schedule-adjusted defensive efficiency, number 2 in yards per play allowed. The big question is, like you said, can Will Howard get it together? Tennessee's defense is also really good, but I think they're a tier below Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Texas. Tennessee's 4th in yards per play allowed. Ohio State has so much talent. They're going to need Will Howard to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I kind of see this going 2 different ways. Either Ohio State kind of manufactures enough offense because just they have so much talent around the quarterback. And then I also wonder if Tennessee can take advantage of some explosive pass plays here against the Ohio State secondary. I'm kind of leaning more towards Ohio State right now.
Me as well.
I just think it's kind of a Tennessee just Nico's super talented, but they really don't have the big time playmakers on the outside like they did a couple years ago when Hendon Hooker was the quarterback. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Ohio State. I think they have the better players, better defense, and
that's the biggest discrepancy in this one. Tennessee does have a very good defense. They have a very good defensive line. How is Ohio State's offensive line going to hold up against James Pierce and all those other guys on that D-line? They've had to shuffle guys around. They lost McLaughlin, the center. They're going to be without, I think, the left tackle. All of that's a problem. But amidst the shuffling, they've done pretty well. That hasn't been the issue. It's been quarterback play. It's been play calling. It was a very vanilla approach against Michigan, and we're just going to run it in between the tackles time and time again. Like I said, Ryan Day's coaching for his career at this point at Ohio State. You have a team that just got embarrassed, but you still have everything right in front of you. You're at home, over a touchdown favorite against a team that has plenty of weaknesses. And, yeah, I don't think that Nico's ready for this moment. I'm not saying he won't get there in years to come, but right now we've seen this Tennessee offense go stale for a large portion of multiple games throughout this season. Yeah, and they might get a deep look. They might get a couple deep shots. We've seen Nico time and time again overthrow those deep shots by a mile. So is he going to be able to hit them when they come? It's going to be a big-time home field advantage. I'm going to lay 7.5 with the Buckeyes. I am invested in the Buckeyes to win the national championship since the start of this season. You're going to find out very quickly how they're going to respond to this, if they're ready, if they're up for it, after what happened with the Michigan game and all of that. I expect they will be. This is just – it's just too much talent. And it's do or die now. It's win or go home. Clearly they felt like they could play the cards close to the vest, not show anything, and just beat Michigan because Michigan's bad. Wrong. They couldn't do it. Now you're playing for your life. You empty the clip. You do whatever it takes to win the game. They have too much talent. Jeremiah Smith's the best wide receiver in the country. And that Tennessee secondary, if Ohio State can just flip their mindset here, go away from I still have a bad taste in my mouth from the Michigan game with how they tried to play that game. But if they decide that they're going to throw the ball all over the yard, they're going to have the opportunity against this Tennessee secondary. So Will Howard is capable. They just need to Chip Kelly's got to call a good game. Will Howard's capable of making the throws. Will Howard's not super great at reading a book, but let alone a fucking defense. But I think obviously I would love it to be 7, but 7 in the hook. I'm still going to take Ohio State here. So, and that's all we got other than your lock, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ohio State -7.5. Texas. Let me see. Let me just make sure there's not a better number on Texas. Yeah, there's 11.5 widely available. So Texas -11.5. All right. No such thing as a lock, but if there was.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Cause I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, yeah, I'm going Texas. Texas -11.5. We've been talking about the defense. We talked about it when we broke down the SEC championship game. They're the best defense in the nation. I don't really think it can be argued. Number 1 in schedule adjusted defensive efficiency. Number 1 in yards per play allowed. The 6th ranked third down defense. The only defense in the college football playoff better on third down is Notre Dame. I'm fairly confident that Clemson's not going to be able to mount hardly any offense in here in this game. They have the 38th ranked offense in yards per play in a weak ACC. Not many strong defenses in the ACC. This Clemson defense is not the Clemson defense of years past. Number 47th in the nation in yards per play allowed. They aren't great against the run. And when they've played decent offensive, they struggled. SMU, they gave up 458 yards of offense, 300 through the air, 150 on the ground. SMU was 9 for 18 on third down. Against Louisville, they gave up 210 rushing yards. Against Georgia early in the year, Georgia had a very balanced attack that amounted to 447 rushing yards. I think Texas is going to blow Clemson out of the water.
Yeah, like I said, this would be if I would have hit on that Georgia game, I'd be way more enthusiastic about it because I have a similar feeling, but we saw it firsthand. It was a shitload of yards with the inability to cash it in when it mattered most. So you can move the ball. That's great all you want, but you got to score the ball. I think they will be able to. Home field advantage is going to be a huge factor, too, that maybe I'm not – like it keeps kind of hitting me like, yeah, these aren't neutral site games. This is going to be a huge home field advantage. And Phil Moffitt did not look healthy against SMU. And if they're not able to establish the run game, good fucking luck throwing on this Texas secondary with Cade Klubnik. I don't think he's that good. I've been vocal about that. And I really just don't think they have the weapons on the outside. So – I don't know why I give Sarkisian a lot of credit. I just have faith that he's going to call a good game and they're going to do this and that. He didn't call that great of a game against Georgia. So I felt like when it mattered most, I disagreed with some of the decisions. But I do feel like this number's where it is for a reason. I don't think Clemson's going to be able to hang in here either. So Texas -11.5. To recap, we have, again, currently Memphis -2.5. We're going, JMU -7. UNLV -2.5. Georgia Southern Sam Houston under 49. Ohio -3. Florida -12.5. Notre Dame -7. SMU +8.5. Texas -11.5. Ohio State -7.5, UTSA -9, Northern Illinois, Fresno State over 39.5, and in the Hawaii Bowl, USF, San Jose State under 61.
James Madison -7, UNLV -2.5, Georgia Southern Sam Houston under 49, Ohio -3.5, Florida -12.5, UTSA -7. NIU -3, South Florida, San Jose State under 61, Notre Dame -7, SMU +8.5, Texas -11.5 for the lock, Ohio State -7.5 on all favorites except for SMU.
I know. God bless. Let's hope it is a chalky weekend, I guess. All right, quick recap in the NFL. That is our best bets for college football. We'll do a quick recap and then give you our best bets for Week 16. 49ers -2.5 on Thursday. Really frustrating because Matt Stafford tried to throw you 3 interceptions. They couldn't get any of them. Deebo Samuel, stay off of fucking Twitter. I don't know that I've ever seen a player just get bodied by the internet like Deebo Samuel did, where somebody said he's having a bad year. He said, not having a bad year, just not getting the ball. Then he got community noted by Twitter saying that he's leading his team in drops. Then he comes out, drops a ball, tackles his own running back because he mistimed when to go in motion, dropped what would have been a surefire touchdown, got a bad false start. Just one of the worst performances after you go ahead and say, like, you're not having a bad year, you're just not getting the football. That was a fucking horrific performance. Deebo Samuel is in the gutter, to say the least. Bad start with the Niners, -2.5. There wasn't a touchdown scored in this game. So, Dolphins +3. This one was tough because Tua stinks. Tua stinks so bad. And I truly think that people just feel bad for Tua because he keeps getting knocked unconscious, that we gloss over the fact that he's not that good. If you want to blame Mike McDaniel, you probably have there's probably some truth to that. Mike McDaniel is the problem. But Tua's still throwing the football, and they want to kind of coddle him, and they want to make excuses, and the receivers aren't running the right routes and this and that. Give me a break, dude. Tua is not good. Brian Flores tried to tell everybody that this guy wasn't good. They ran him out of town. The Dolphins had plenty of opportunities in that game, and he was just throwing the worst fucking interceptions I've ever seen. So we got off to a tough start because we also had Commanders -7. And, dude, when I tell you, I mean, it was your lock. I don't know how they didn't cover. And we're Saints fans. I don't know how the Commanders did not cover this game. Terry McLaurin drops a deep ball. Jaden Daniels overthrows him on a wide-open deep ball. There was so many missed opportunities for the Commanders in this one. And then we sacked them fucking 8 times. They were living in the backfield. So we got off to a bad start, but then we rallied off 4 straight winners, and we bounced back in a big way. Eagles -4.5. They handled business. The Bills and Lions over 53.5 was easy as can be, hitting the third quarter. Buccaneers +3. They were losing at halftime. They won by like 30 points. They absolutely obliterated the Chargers in the second half. Then the Colts and Broncos under 44.5. We had the ball bounce our way in this one in the form of Jonathan Taylor dropping the ball at the goal line. There was a pick 6 on a A.D. Mitchell throwback that made me want to vomit. But then Anthony Richardson did what he does best. He was overthrowing people in the flat, a couple bad turnovers. Bo Nix had his I'm seeing ghost game through 3 interceptions. It hit 44 exactly. So I will take it. And then a big time swing and a miss on Seahawks +3. I felt like what I deemed the deciding factor in the game was spot on. I was just completely wrong. I didn't think that the Packers would be able to generate enough pressure to kind of throw Seattle off their game and bother Geno. They did. They sacked him a shitload. They ended up hurting him as well. It was frustrating, though, because the Seahawks defense had been playing great, and they didn't play great in this one. But there was a lot of opportunity down the field with Smith and Jigba and DK Metcalf. Like, the receivers were running wide open in the secondary, and they kept moving the ball, but then Geno would turn the ball over or a timely sack. The first, 3 drives, they were kind of moving. Maybe not the first one, but they were moving it, and then they'd get sacked, and it'd be 3rd and long, and it's a wrap. So it was frustrating because there was opportunity for them to move the ball through the air. Kenneth Walker didn't go. I thought he would have, but so that was a problem. But I was impressed as somebody. We're both sitting on 20-1 with the Packers. I was impressed with how the Packers played on the road. I felt like they played a really good game.
Yeah, they came out and started the game. They played a flawless first half offensively.
Yeah.
So when you jump out to a lead like that, and then, like you said, Seattle ended up moving it on their first drive and getting it all the way down there, and then they had to settle for a field goal, I think, and then another drive, they were moving it down there, and Geno Smith throws the interception in the end zone.
Yeah, it was the second drive they got a field goal. First one they went, it was 15-yard pass to DK first play, then 1-yard run, 5-yard pass, sacked for 9 yards.
Okay.
Got a punt. Edrin Cooper, Covington High.
Yeah.
Played fantastic. Got an interception, got like the player of the game defense.
Yeah, it was his first game back.
Yeah, from the injury.
And I thought Jair Alexander was going to go in this game, but out another week.
Yeah, it closed at 2.5, so it came down from the 3. But yeah, I mean, just a really tough. Well, then Geno got hurt, and then that was a fucking wrap. But it's always enough to make you fucking.
They had a chance to backdoor push here
because there was the fumble. Then they got the touchdown. Charbonnet ran in the 30-40 yarder. And then they had the ball. They were down 10. They could have got to 3. But whatever, it is what it is. I go 4-4. I don't feel like I'm like way off base with the NFL plays this year. It's just we haven't been able to get them yet. There's been a lot of like one play here or there, and we'd be in business. Like Dolphins and Commanders, I felt like certainly the Commanders should have been a winner, but I felt like the Dolphins could have been a winner too. But it is what it is. 45, 48-1, 6-9 in the locks of the week. You had your usual 3 plays. You went 1-2.
Yeah, the winner was the Packers on Sunday night.
Yeah, we were on.
And then Commanders was a lock.
Yep.
Did we even talk about the clock?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's funny. She was watching with me, and that's why I texted you. As it happened, I said, "Why the fuck did the clock just stop moving?" And she saw it too. Yeah. So Sean Hockley came out after the fact that the transcript got leaked. He was questioned why the Saints got the ball, whatever it was, inside the 5-yard line with like 12 seconds to go. Clock's rolling. They have no timeouts. At 9 seconds, the clock sat there for 4 seconds. They spiked the ball at 3 seconds. The clock should have ran out, and it should have been a 7-point win for the Commanders, a push for us. But they said that one of the side judges stopped the clock. He felt like he thought the clock should have stopped. He was wrong. What the fuck are we talking about? What do you mean?
Yeah, you texted me, and I guess I was all miscombobulated that they even made a comeback.
I was watching the clock. I don't know if they were going to have enough time.
I watched it stop. I saw the official wave his hands, a signal to stop the clock. And, players were laying on
So I didn't see that.
Morrow.
I didn't see him do that. But when they went back to the main screen, I did see Hockley do this. So I'm like, why the fuck? So
he was doing this when he was tackled, and they were laying on the ground. So I was like, oh, they stopped the clock because the defense is laying on the offensive player, not letting them get up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later that night where you texted me the transcript, and then later in that day, I was going to the bathroom and I was thinking, but I was like, yeah, they should have never been able to stop the clock without throwing a penalty on the defense for delaying the game.
Yeah, and so that's where it bothers me with this, because some people say everything's rigged, some people say nothing's rigged. But if you can just, we shouldn't have done that. That's it? We shouldn't have stopped it right there. Like, what if I had my fucking life savings on that?
Yeah.
And y'all fucking stopped the clock when you shouldn't have? Because I'm sitting there, I'm watching it tick. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to have enough time when he got tackled right there. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, I almost jumped off the couch. I don't understand. There's got to be something. Really what should happen is you should go ahead and refund the bet. Like, if you come out and you admitted your mistake, they should refund the bet.
Yeah.
If you're going to take fucking – and I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But you feel like you did enough that we should have at least covered. I mean, we should have pushed on that game. Sidebar, I had him in a fucking teaser, and that lost me my fucking ass. That shouldn't be able to happen. And there's nothing you can do about it. What do you do? They can just stop the clock and fucking shit.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can do.
Sorry, didn't mean to stop it. But yeah, so you go 1-2, you're 22, 28-1, 5-10 in your locks of the week. We look ahead to Thursday night football. Broncos and Chargers divisional matchup. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. The total sits at 42.5. This is an interesting one because you just saw the Chargers. I was on the right side of it. You just saw the Chargers get killed in that second half against the Buccaneers. And then you saw the Broncos get a win against the Colts, but that was a funky win. So Pat Surtain got hurt, and I was looking far and wide trying to see. It looked bad. I thought it was bad, but it looks like it's a mild sprain. And
ankle sprain?
Yeah, and he may be able to go. But I haven't gotten official word yet. Bo Nix, like I said, he had his seeing ghosts game. 3 interceptions. He looked terrible, like the Bo Nix we expect. Denver only had 193 yards of offense. The final score is very misleading. The Chargers had a 4-point lead at halftime. Then they got blitzed to start the second half. These two teams, in my opinion, are extremely similar. Comparable talent. Neither team can run the ball. Both struggle to stop the run. Neither team has top-tier talent out on the outside in terms of wide receivers. The edge for the Chargers is clearly at quarterback. They're also at home, but there's not much of a home field advantage in L.A. I think I'm going to go under 42.5. Since J.K. Dobbins got hurt, it's been tough sledding for the Chargers to do much on offense, at least with running the ball. They can't run the ball. You've got a good Broncos secondary if Pat Surtain goes, definitely. I lean the Chargers with the points, laying the points, and then but I think I'm going to go under 42.5. I was like, when you look at these teams, dude, Javonte Williams, they barely run him, but McLaughlin looked like he got hurt. They've got Sutton, but they've got Mims. Like, they got nobody on either side of the ball. McConkey's,
Jordan Humphreys.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for fucking bolstering my point. McConkey's good. Quentin Johnson could be good, but he's not. There's just not a lot of weapons. There's really not. And Bo Nix, I'm telling you, it was alarming how bad he looked. So I think I'm going under 42.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's what I'm going, but I'm going to take the Chargers. I guess we're going to go Chargers minus 2.5.
I'll do it too then.
Minus 115.
We can double dip.
Because, I don't know. Look, both of these teams, they're tied for the best scoring defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, they've struggled in recent weeks. They've lost 3 of their last 5 games. Bo Nix is playing better than I expected, but the past 2 weeks he has 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
And
the ones last week
they're
were like
kind of
terrible. Nobody even in the vicinity.
They're putting up some points, but they're, when Jonathan Taylor dropped the ball at the goal line last week, the momentum of that game totally flipped.
Yeah, it did.
The Colts were on their way to a victory before he fumbled it accidentally, celebrating too early.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the Chargers are the better team. The Chargers are at home. Obviously, you said it, the edge at quarterback for the Chargers, an experienced veteran versus a rookie who has a turnover problem. So, I like the Chargers here, and I also like the under.
Yeah, this is one of those two, like, the Chargers had a 4-point lead, and then going into halftime, and then it was just kind of like, okay, fuck, it just got away from them, and then it got bad quick. I kind of want to back that team more than I want to back the team with the deceiving win that looked like shit, and they won, so it's like, okay, great, yeah, you won, but they looked fucking bad. So, yeah, it would be Chargers or nothing. So I say Chargers minus 2.5. I agree with you, and then under 42.5. If Bo Nix comes out and lights it up with no weapons, then so be it. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. So we're gonna double dip, and then I'm interested to see what you think about this week because I was struggling to find very much here. So the news. Let's talk Texans and Chiefs. Mahomes, will he play, will he not? The Texans were 2-point favorites earlier today. Completely flipped on its head. Chiefs are now 3-point favorites after the report that Mahomes practiced in full. But it was a lazy practice. It wasn't a normal practice. Patrick Mahomes has the another ankle sprain, which he gets every single year. I don't know that I buy it. I don't know that I buy it that this guy's going to play. You think he will?
I don't really know.
I don't love the Texans, so that's the problem. We were texting about it. The Chiefs have played a lot of games. They've got the Christmas Day game on Wednesday. They've got a 2-game lead on the Bills for the first place in the AFC. So as long as you don't lose out, or as long as, you just can't lose all 3, right? And then whatever. I think that's the way it would work. As long as they don't lose all 3 games, then they would maintain the
Home field advantage.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fucking drawing a blank. I just don't buy that Mahomes is going to play because the NFL is going to want him to play on Christmas Day. It's the Netflix thing and all of that. So if he plays this, I think this could be one of those situations where they're like, they've already got Schefter working overtime. Like, he practiced in full, he did this and that, and then Friday's going to roll around. They're going to be like, he's not going to go. And then the line's going to flip completely on its head. I'll take the Texans +3. I am not super high on this Texans team. I've been saying it with the offensive line and all that. That's why it's kind of worrisome. But I don't buy that Mahomes is going to play in this game. And if he does, they haven't looked great all year. I don't know. I'll take Texans +3.
Yeah, I'm going to take them as well.
Okay.
Even if Mahomes is playing, I like it at +3.
Yeah.
Banged up, you're one shoestring tackle away from re-injuring it or re-aggravating it.
No,
and then what? He starts limping off the field. You think they're going to let him go back in?
No,
I don't know. I think there's too much up in the air with Mahomes with his ankle right now. And on top of that, like you said, they haven't really played that well, and then the defense is kind of looking more susceptible in the second half of the year than it was in the first half of the year. So I think it's a good spot. We talk about it week in and week out. Chiefs are so lucky to win some of the games they do.
Yeah. No, they definitely are. They're the luckiest team I've ever seen in my entire life. What do you think about the Eagles taking on the Commanders?
I would lean Eagles.
Yeah, there's 3s, so I'm going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a legitimate argument as the best roster in the league. So I'll lay 3 points with the Eagles. It kind of goes against everything that I typically look for. You got a divisional game, home dog. But the Commanders have problems on offense. Outside of McLaurin, they don't really have any weapons. Jaden Daniels is taking care of the ball, which is good. But he got sacked, 8 times by the Saints? You're going up against a much better defense with Philly. They played earlier. We were earlier in the season. We were on the right side of that one. I think it was 4.5 points. Philly was at home. Kind of a slow start, but they turned it on there in the end of the third and into the fourth quarter. Yeah, if you're going to give me 3 points with the Eagles, I think they're the substantially better team here. Jalen Hurts. So the thing, Saquon got dinged up a little bit. A.J. Brown got dinged up. I don't think it's anything major, but we'll find out, obviously. I just think the Eagles are significantly better than the Commanders here. So at 3 points, even on the road, divisional game, I'm going to take Philly -3. What's your next one?
I'm debating if I want to give shit.
Which game is it?
Colts, Titans, and New England, Buffalo.
Colts, Titans, and New England and Buffalo. Okay. I'll just tell you my leans on them, which neither one is strong. I would lean the Colts probably. And then I would probably – it would be the Patriots or nothing, I think. Only – I don't know. The Bills – it just – if the Bills want to smash them, they'll smash them. The Patriots have looked like dog shit. Gerard Mayo looks like he doesn't even have answers for what's going on. But if they're up big with the back door open, I think Drake May's pretty good. I really do. For the sake of our bet, hopefully it's a one and done. Jaden Daniels should make the Pro Bowl this year. We can get in and out of that bet, and then I can root for Drake May. Which way are you leaning in Patriots Bills?
Over 46.
I kind of like that.
I think the Patriots defense is like not very good, and I think you kind of get enough out of Drake May here. I mean, I like the Bills a lot. I think their defense has played a lot better than I thought it was before this season started. But
I think they're one of those like step up in class. They play better when they step up in class type of things. Like you saw them play the Rams. The Rams are not considered a serious contender. Rams dropped 44 points on them. A little funky when they're block punt and shit like that. Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'll take that. Because, dude, certain players just have that ability to not panic under pressure and can kind of make something out of nothing. And when it goes off script, Drake May does a pretty good job, I got to say. If anything, I think he does a better job when he goes off script.
Yeah, and his running ability is so underrated.
Yeah, definitely.
There was like a point in time there where he was like, I think he might be or at one point he was leading the NFL in yards per carry.
Yeah, he was, and he may still be. I remember might have been the London game they were talking about that. Yeah, when he does take off, he's very effective. Yeah, it's like you see players like Caleb Williams, and dude, I understand the Bears have way more issues than just Caleb Williams. But if you're a Bears fan and you're not being biased and there's no way you feel great about what you've seen so far from Caleb Williams in certain spots. Arm talent is there. Made a great ball to Odunze that should have been caught. The one that was caught by Keenan Allen was another fantastic ball. But this guy rolls out of clean pockets. He's doing spin moves and hurdles when nobody's there. He thinks he's still at USC trying to pad his stats for a Heisman Trophy or something, like he's trying to get a Heisman moment. Maybe it's because I can't get the image out of him crying in his mom's arms after that Washington game. I'll never forget that. I couldn't believe it because what did we have? I think we were on USC. Maybe we were on the over. Regardless, we were on it. We weren't on the right side. And this dude went and cried in his mother's arms. I was blown away. I couldn't believe that he did that. And now you see him getting hit. It was a hard hit, but he's over there like, oh, my tummy on the sideline. Everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Wake up. He just seems kind of like a bitch.
Yeah.
That's the nicest way I can put it. He seems immature. That's the nicest way I can put it. But dude, he looks like somebody who's like shoplifting a loaf of bread and trying to get out of the store as quick as he can. Like a homeless man who just shoplifted some food. He's running with it it's the weirdest thing when he's scrambling with the ball. I don't like it. I think if you're a Bears fan and you're not being biased, there's no way you're not like, hey, Christ, is he the guy? Like, is he has qualities that it could turn into a bust, in my opinion. So, and I think he's one of those, like, he's going to alienate some people and this and that. I don't think it's all sunshine and rainbows over there. They have way more issues than just Caleb Williams, don't get me wrong. But he has not done his best effort to remove all doubt. So,
yeah, I wonder about his mental toughness, like how long is he going to be able to withstand all this? Him not playing well. I don't think, and everybody talking about it. Like how long is he going to be able to? How mentally tough is he? Is he going to be able to ignore all the noise?
Yeah, I don't think he's very mentally tough. I think that's why
it's going to get to his head and possibly ruin him.
It could, certainly. Yeah, I agree. And that's what. Yeah, so I say like immature, but yeah, the mental toughness is. He had a horrific USC defense. We knew that. And he played great. He played really good that year. He didn't play great, but he played really good. The defense was fucking terrible, though. That's the reason they were losing games. But to go cry in your mother's arms while the cameras are on you was crazy. So, yeah, if it's like he couldn't handle that, welcome to the NFL, dude. And you're taking a lot of sacks. A lot of those sacks are not on the offensive line. A lot of those sacks are on him holding on to the ball for too long. Way too long. And he scrambles when he doesn't want to take the wide open guy. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You live to see another down. You have a crosser wide open. It's a 6-yard gain at least. Probably make somebody miss and get more. And he doesn't want to do it. He wants to that's what I'm saying. It's like he's trying to bolster a Heisman campaign or something. And he wants that Heisman play. So, He's trying to play like he's still at USC, running around, spinning, and he does this little hurdle like he thinks somebody's diving at his legs, but nobody's fucking there. He doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, I just had to get that out. That was a frustrating watch. I really don't have much else other than my lock. Other than that, do you have anything else?
No.
I was looking at the Bengals, but I mean, I don't know how you lay 7. I think it grew to 7.5, but there's probably still 7s available. I don't know how you lay 7 with that defense. Burrow didn't look great against the Titans. Will Levis did him a solid in that one, but then with the Browns, I'm assuming Jameis is not going to be the starter going forward, so too much uncertainty there for me. Let's see. Yeah, all I have left is my lock. You as well?
Yep.
Okay. All right, no such thing as a lock, but if there was...
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now, but it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need, come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, my lock of the week is going to be the New York Jets, plus 3.5 at home. The Rams are playing their 3rd road game out of their last 4 games. They're now going from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. The Jets showed you a little something against the Jaguars. I understand it's the Jaguars, but this Rams defense is not that good. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams were turning back the clock a little bit. I'm not saying the Jets are, I don't know. The Jets might be a little scrappy going late down the stretch here. Aaron Rodgers is going after Ryan Clark on ESPN. He's fired up. I was impressed with what I saw in the second half of that game against the Jaguars. I think 3.5 points is too many for a Rams team that's been traveling a lot. Like I said, all the way from the West Coast, now go all the way to the East Coast. Give me the Jets, plus 3.5 is my lock of the week.
All right, I'm going to Colts Titans. We're going to take the somewhat obvious play here, the under 42.5. I think depending on what type of odds you want to lay, you might be able to get 43.5, but we'll just call it 42.5.
Okay.
Titans making the quarterback
Can't
change.
get 43?
No.
Okay.
Titans are making a quarterback change, right? Mason Rudolph is going to.
I think that's the expectation.
Who's the other guy?
Well, no, yeah, I don't think
they have a third guy.
They benched Levis and went to Rudolph, but I don't know that it's like been officially listed as it's Rudolph. I think it's just assumed.
Okay. Do they have another quarterback?
I doubt it.
All right.
It's probably Rudolph.
I don't think there's that big a difference between these bozos.
No, there's not.
Maybe Rudolph doesn't throw it to the other team as much, so that's a plus because you don't have to worry about
a pick six
or crazy shit that happened in the Colts game last week. And then
talk about the other quarterback.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. I think the Titans defense is really good.
What do you think about Anthony Richardson though?
I think this guy's a young guy. He just, he hasn't totally wrapped his head around how to, throw the 5 to 10 yard pass yet.
Yeah, at all. I could throw it better, I think. He's got 11 interceptions on the year, 7 touchdowns. That under last week doesn't hit without Anthony Richardson overthrowing guys wide open in the flat.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of – I felt like it got closer than it should have, Even with Taylor dropping it at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if he scores and this game just proceeds normally, it probably goes under by a mile.
Yeah, I mean, it was 13. Yeah, no, I agree. It was 13-10 going into the fourth quarter.
There was a bunch of crazy turnovers and
yeah, Denver scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
so very deceiving.
But yeah, I don't expect much from the Titans offense, even with a quarterback change, and then. Yeah, we still don't really expect much from the Colts here. I think the Titans have a really good defense. So,
okay. Alrighty. There you go. That is our best bets of the week for the NFL. To recap, on Thursday night, I'm taking the Chargers, Broncos under 42.5 and the Chargers minus 2.5. Saturday, I'm taking the Texans plus 3. Sunday, I'm taking the Eagles -3, the Bills and Patriots over 46.5. And then my lock of the week is going to be the New York Jets +3.5.
We're going Chargers -2.5, Broncos, Chargers under 42.5, Texans +3, Colts, Titans under 42.5 for the lock, and then we're going New England, Buffalo over 46.
Okay. That is our best bets of the week for college football and the NFL, all the bowl games for this upcoming week, and then NFL Week 16. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Yeah, LSU just landed Nick Anderson.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on that. Before we go, shout out Brian Kelly. I've been very critical, but Brian Kelly is putting his money where his mouth is. He said we'll see you at the national championship. He's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. LSU's NIL collective is bringing in a shitload of money, and it looks like we might just go out and get every fucking good player in the portal. So y'all might have fucked up. You might have woke up a sleeping giant. We wanted to play by the rules. We wanted to do it the old school way, but y'all wanted to take Bryce Underwood for us, so we might just have to make you pay for it. Episode 209 is in the books. Hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you listening. Bowl season is a crapshoot. We're going to try to make some money. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this pitch a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.